Matt, you were coming off maybe the toughest 30 minutes of basketball when you include the last 10 minutes at Xavier's in the first half here, since maybe your first year down at Florida State.
Right.
And there's, coaches talk about sometimes how do you manage a locker room sometimes when you go in there and it's, things aren't going really well.
Yeah.
How did you approach what was happening tonight when you went in at halftime?
Well, there's two things when you have such a disappointing, loss. We, as a head coach, obviously when those happen, you take full credit, or blame, I should say, for the loss. Because when you lose, it is your fault. And that's what we've tried our best to create a culture when things go our way, you share that credit. When things don't go our way, individually, we all take the blame. And if you can get that kind of a culture, you can make some quick turnarounds when things don't go your way, because everybody's looking to see how they can improve. The thing I don't like about where we are is the fact is we have major players that don't practice. And that's the first time we've had that for a consistent amount of time since I've been at Purdue. We'd hold Jawan out here and there. Each-Wan Moore never missed practice. But we have some guys physically, Lewis Jackson, Tyrone Johnson, Rob Hummel, that it doesn't make sense for them to practice every day. It just doesn't. It'd be counterproductive. So they're not in a lot. With that being said, it's in a way it's kind of an excuse, but we're not in a good place in terms of practicing and getting better every single day. And I think our practices have always been pretty competitive. And I think that's, I'm trying to search for something here to make an improvement. I think that's what has to improve for us. Even if those guys don't practice as much, the other guys got to do a better job being competitive, and maybe I have to do a better job of making our practice competitive. What happens is when you play a game and then you play a game 3 days later, or you play back-to-back games in Puerto Rico, you're not improving, you're getting ready for your next opponent. And as you play a bunch of games right there, sure, you're getting better through competition, whatever, but you're really not improving in practice. You're going through what Western Carolina does. And for us, looking at it right now, I just didn't think we had a mature approach to the game. Now, you couldn't see it before the game, or as a coach, you would do something to change that. I just didn't think we had a mature approach or respect for Western Carolina. And you would think after playing High Point and playing some teams at your place that, should have beat you. I thought High Point should have beat us. I thought they played better than us. I thought there was only one place in America that we would have won that game. It was lucky it was played there in Mackey Arena. So, but it's also, a byproduct of young people. They're simply not dialed in all the time. And I thought we played pretty dang good in the second half, but we just missed free throws and we have nothing to show for it. So we'll do something positive 3 straight possessions and have 1 point. And, you should have, 6 points easily. And we don't have that. And it's deflating at times. And you feel it as a fan. You definitely feel it as a coach. But what you did was you executed, you ran things, you got a good shot, you got fouled, and you get no points. So with that being said, as a coach, you got to keep going back to the well. So for us, I think we got to grow up, be a little tougher. Some guys are struggling. They can't feel sorry for themselves. They got to find a way. And there's an old saying in basketball, if you don't like the hole you're in, then stop digging. And with some individuals in our team, that's what they have to do. Now, some of it's mental, and some of it's just getting in the gym and working on your free throws. Others is just concentration and understanding what's going on out there and understanding they have an opportunity. And opportunity knocks sometimes 20 times, 30 times. Sometimes opportunity knocks once. And if you don't take advantage of it, it might not come back around. So we got to, we got to get some things figured out, but each guy's got to look in the mirror and make their own improvements. That was a long answer. I was hoping just to talk and then no one else would, have anything. But no way, Cliff.
I didn't hold my breath.
No way.
Good. Defense to start the second half. You held them without a field goal for almost 6 minutes. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that and just what was different in that?
Well, I felt they had some very good guards. I thought they had some guards that, Coach Hunter could run some things in a system and get them shots. But I thought if they didn't get shots in their system, they could still go and make one-on-one plays. Sometimes when you play people, if you take them out of what they do in their system, you're really going to stop them. But I thought with Mutombo, Boggs, The point guard, his name's escaped me, who's a good player. He's very shifty. I thought they could go make some plays. The Cole kid can really shoot it. He made a couple pull-ups that are kind of uncharacteristic. He might have had like 3 or 4 threes. I mean, 3 or 4 twos coming into this game. So, you know, we just had to stick with them, knock them out of what they wanted to do, not give them angles, and just not let them get any rhythm shots. And I thought we did a better job of that. With that being said, they scored 29 points in the first half, which I didn't think was terrible. You know, I think we have a team that can do better than that. But holding someone to 29 points at half is not terrible. But scoring 21 is.
Coach, you talked about needing practice to improve, but when you don't have guys like Lou and Robbie in practice every day, how do you establish that kind of mental toughness, and who are you looking to in practice to establish that leadership role?
Really, all of them. You know, Ryan Smith's a senior. You know, Kelsey Barlow's in his 3rd year. I think it's tough when you don't play major minutes and you're older, with 1 or 2 of our guys, and so I'm looking for everybody. You know, it's, you know, anybody who, you know, wants to step up and just compete. And I think when you're competitive, we need some guys on our team who aren't maybe playing as much. Like, I thought Anthony Johnson really did some good things for us today. Got some rebounds. He's active. He's about the only guy on our team that I look back and say, you know what, he should play more. At times, Jacob should play more, but sometimes in situations when, you know, you're trying to run stuff and do stuff, and also I don't want 3 guys on the team, you know, in crunch time that shoot less than 40% from the line. I can't do that. But Jacob deserves to play more at times. He played 21 minutes today, really gave us a boost. He had 0 rebounds. You know, you got to rebound the basketball. And so, you know, but he's a work in progress. He's got ability. He's got talent. You know, like Bird, you know, he's a guy that it's just tough to get minutes for at this time. But it's also some of those guys that are struggling, Sandy, Travis, whatever. You know, you're fighting for your life. You're fighting for an opportunity to play. You must get out there in a limited amount of time and play well and be solid so you can play more minutes. But if you don't, then, you know, so when it comes to practice, everybody needs to step up and do a better job.
Matt, you said on more than one occasion that you learn something as a coach every year, whether you've been a head coach or an assistant coach. You're referencing Rob and Lou being held out and obviously key players. Is this an example for you, something that you're learning before the season and in season, this kind of a scenario? You know where I'm getting at on that?
Well, you like to lean on your experienced players. And, you know, you hear it in the NFL all the time with quarterbacks and the 2nd and 3rd string guys. Well, I didn't get the reps this week. We've always gotten the reps with our guys. A lot of guys don't hold out. But Tyrone, Lou, and Rob, it doesn't make sense for them to practice all the time. You know, it would be counterproductive. So, yeah, as a coach, you're learning things. I think they can be dialed in as a group, but you got to embrace the mental part of doing something while you're not physically doing it, if that makes any sense to you. So I think it's my job as a coach, because I look at where those guys aren't dialed in today. I don't look at it as their fault. I look at it as my fault. And, you know, you have to have them ready to play. It's your job.